we start, I always like increasing connections. It's definitely going to give an increased connection and hopefully more of an understanding. It's given me a bit more of an understanding. Which where do I start with? What they gave me to start with was the Elohim and their twin flames. Here we go. I don't even need to tell you what they give to start with. They're coming close to me. So the Elohim and their twin flames, together, they are the Holy Trinity, or the Holy Spirit. So together, they are the Holy Spirit, which can create the Holy Trinity. Now, we're going to start by looking at my guide's bringing Jesus towards me. So let me channel him to start with. Good evening, everyone. Jesus, I was no more special than each and one of you. It's just I held the Elohim in my heart. Not that I knew what or who they were at the time. They were in my heart, in my soul. They were my heart, they were my soul. I was them, they were me. And together, we were known as the Holy Trinity, or the Holy Spirit. But the Holy Spirit, together, you are the Holy Spirit. So I am no more special than any of you. And you too can hold the Elohim closely in your heart. I don't need to say, I hope they bring some direction, some understanding, some healings to oneself. But in order, with the information, you can heal others with what you hold for those that seek. But in addition, having the higher connections will give you higher energy in order to heal others through the universal energies, which I'm sure many of you already are aware of. But in addition, gaining the higher connection brings about a higher personal wealth for yourselves, a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of connections, and an easement of gathering information, psychically, spiritually, a deeper understanding, a deeper connection, which furthermore you develop, furthermore you're gifted, furthermore you gift others. But this isn't about me this evening. I just wanted to welcome you and try to give a little understanding as to why it's understandable that I'm referred to as the Holy Spirit, but I am no more the Holy Spirit as each and every one of you. Do you or do you not help others? You do. So who's to say you don't do? Because I do and did. Some of you may even help others more than I did in my life. So I'm not totally written about correctly. I was just a medium that was documented. With love in my heart. And you all have love in your hearts. We're one and the same, yet different. I wish you well. I send love to all. Step back again now. Tash is quite good. Sometimes when he talks, he can talk for hours. Right. So that was nice. I wasn't expecting him to come and introduce the Elohim. So you will see in the chat, I have dropped a PDF in there for you, which is the Elohim and the Twin Flames. It's what the channel to me this afternoon that changed it all. So the Elohim and the Twin Flames. Of the first ray, we have Hercules and Amazonia. The second ray, we have Apollo and Lumina. The third ray, we have Eros and Amora. The fourth ray, Purity and Astria. The fifth ray, Cyclopia and Virginia. Sixth ray, Peace and Allure. Seventh ray, Arcturus and Victoria. And one thing I will say, they're not going to be going into detail about each of their characters and the mythology. I thought they probably would, and we'd be talking about each of them. They've got more importance of passing the information on. So, Apollo might join me. I'm sorry, not Apollo. Hercules might join me in a moment. But what I'd been given by him earlier, one sec, made a lot of sense when I thought I was going to be getting information for each of them. For Hercules, anyway, just a brief, and it's about him. His name means glory of the air. He told me he once walked with mankind on Atlantis, but the Elohim, they've had to ever distance themselves, and that's been, or it's just generally happened, there's been an ever distance grown with the fall in mankind's consciousness. And he doesn't want to talk about his character. Hercules is millennia older than the Greek mythology. So if he would start with the truth, take you way back, and that's not what he's here to do, is to tell you about him, the age of the earth. It's about the connections and where they are now. So they've ascended further than that, and it's what they can do now, where they've taken over from others. They're passing through levels of consciousness, passing through to get closer to the Creator. So although that's their energies, the Hercules, Amazonia, they're not going to talk about their individual qualities. They're going to talk about their qualities together. The male and the female, the twin flame elements, what they actually do. So what we're going to do, I will channel each of the rays in turn, which I'll let the duality come towards me. I'll give you what they're giving, or they'll give you it. Then there'll be a meditation at the end of it for you to get the connection with each of them. And that's the bit I'm really looking forward to, of what they've given me there, and I'll just let that flow. It's not totally prepared, but the bullet points they've given me for that. I'm really excited. I think I'm going to be taking part in the meditation as I'm giving you the meditation. The wealth of knowledge they've already given me. I really want to elaborate, but I can't. I'll leave that for the meditation. But that was what really wowed me, which is why I put the comment on Facebook. I was just like, wow, with what they've given me for that. Okay, that was Katrina then. I thought Spirit were knocking. So then, you will receive the attunements. I know a lot of you have had this in the past with the angels, the archangels, etc. So it will affect your energies and the waters within. So make sure you've got a drink by your side. So Hercules and Amazonia. Let me put it on the screen. I don't need to put my glasses on as I look at the list. Right. They've given me earlier that they are revolved around the blue light. Now, one thing that surprised me to start with the rays, 1 to 7, I believe they would probably have linked chakras. But I was quite surprised as I got the first one. And he gave me the throat chakra, because I was expected the root or the crown. So you will see that each of these are to do with the chakra, but the different rays are not going in the order of the chakras as you might think. So we're going from throat chakra to crown chakra to heart chakra to root or base chakra, third eye chakra, solar plex chakra, seat of the soul. They called it chakra, sacral. Which I've not heard it personally. I don't know whether it's out there as seat of the soul, but I will elaborate on that. At the time we did make it, they've given me a little bit more. I don't want to spoil it. But so they are linked to different chakras, but they're not in an order that you'd necessarily expect. And the Elohim are linked to Earth. So I'm just being given, they are not going to channel through what they mean by the Earth. That will spoil part of the meditation for you, so you will learn about that during a meditative state. And I don't know the relevance as to why. Okay, at the moment. So I'm just as much learning as you are as we go with it. So here they go. The energy is very, very strong around. It's been around since about 4 o'clock, hasn't it? Marie was asleep and the vibrations woke her up upstairs. She's got stomach cramp, hasn't you, and not uncomfortable. But it's just like the buzzing, the energy that's around is. How would you try and describe it? It's almost like an excited energy. So I guess I'd already said in the first bit they've given us is they've had to distance themselves due to mankind's consciousness. like I said, there isn't an actual awful lot written about the Elohim. There might be in religious texts, I don't know, but there's not a great deal written about them, and I don't think they connect too many. Not because they don't want to. So a lot of people might talk, sorry, they are giving me this now. A lot of people I'm being given would try and connect to us as individuals. Hercules, Amazonia, and have got an influence and a reason to connect to do with Greek mythology. But that's not the real true importance of us. So if you can think of us more as the Elohim of the first ray, combined, we are Hercules and Amazonia. It is known that we travel in the colour blue. But that's theatrical, that's theoretical. Theoretical. That is theoretical. Don't give me a word like that to start on. They're trying to get me to say theoretical. That is theoretical to you and me. Some of you may see a different colour, so don't take the colour blue to be. Some people will see different chakras in different colours. I do myself with certain colours. I don't see the heart as green. I never have done. I can't see the heart as green. Green to me is always abundance, so it's not a chakra at all. If they show me the colour green, but pink could either be the heart chakra or a baby coming, for instance. But so don't take as gospel. We're telling you as is known. For any of you that have read a little or looked into us, well, that little bit is known. Not all that's written and not all that's said is what we're going to tell you tonight. No, we're giving it afresh. Not down from another, 1, 2, 3, handed down over generations, you see. Some of which is correct, and we will talk more. Some is not known of or spoken about ever before. It's been lost in time and will re-enlighten, you see. So enjoy this evening. You're here because you're meant to be. You're connected to the Elohim, have been before. You've heard that calling and you've opened the door. So as long as you let us close, take some understanding, you see, some of which will be far more than mind can comprehend, you see. But in the heart you'll resonate, and it'd be something to ponder. Being aware that you understand, you know the understanding, yet not the complexities they'll leave you to wonder. So they've given, to start with, they're about protection, power, perfection, faith. 2 with the throat chakra, and they can to do with the divine direction. They're also together as well as you. They want to enable you to be the first person of the Trinity, which also makes the 3. The bringing, as you came to earth. The receiving, as you're still connected, which others lose. But you're also the giving to others. That is the 3. Yet it's made up more of that. You're connected trinitely, infinitely. The creator within. You are the creator, yet separate. But allowing that perfection, you have the power. You're always protected. And you give all of these qualities to others, you see. And that is the point. It's about keeping the faith, keeping you at perfection, letting you see that you're perfection, and not at all being egotistical, to know that's the case. See, what is perfection? It's definitely indifferent. Everyone's separate. Everyone's unique. So there's no judging of perfection. So there's no quality to seek. It's about the connection, bringing what's needed around. Not always having it, or even doing it for yourself, you see. The perfect messages, they pass on with ease when you're passing to another. That's because we live within, you see. But knowing this, allowing it, cultivating it more, will bring even more clarity and wisdom for sure. To help more, to bring you more, to create. I need to be careful what I say. I do not want to give away the meditation, because we'll be channeling that your way. But you will see and you'll learn more that each of these rays, we all have a unique place, as if the earth has a chakra as well, you'd say. It's a living energy. You've got to see the way that it moves. Volcanoes erupting, the planets shifting, they also move. So just like the sea, the movement it has, it's alive. It has a heart. So the Elohim, they're not just around you. We can't just be called close to you. We are you, but we're also the earth. That's where our energy resides. But we're also above, all the way up to the skies. But we're beyond the archangels, and we can work with all the energies, whatever they are on earth at all. But further than that, with other realms, other planets, if you like, and their beings as well. The Elohim, as the Bible says, we're close to the Creator, although the words they said were God. What is God? It's within all of you. So that means the Creator is too. And if the Creator made us and we're the Elohim, we reside within you. And we can sing you a hymn. But it's the allowance, the knowing we're there, that we're with you. Bring these qualities for you to distribute as well. But to allow that, you must love oneself, have faith in one's abilities for when they are needed itself, whether that's for another, whether it's for helping the earth. It's not you to judge when you're not connected still to the higher self, you see. You don't understand all the beauty that's within thee. But you must allow that and have faith that it's there and for sure. And all of your experiences that went before, they've led you to where you are now on your path. So to have that faith is why I speak. In order for you to believe you're where you're meant to be. To let go of the past, for judging yourself. Some experiences, they've helped, you see, in order to understand and explain to others, you see, to lead you to where you are. So how can the past be wrong? It can't be changed anyway. So stop singing that song. Allowance and knowing that you're protected, you're there, we've been around you, and you're still wanting further connection. You've called, we're there. So reaching higher to the skies, higher to the Creator, brings your vibration high. I won't talk too much about vibration, you see, that will come on another ray, not from me. But I need you to know that you're protected, you've got power. The faith is there. Doesn't matter the hour. He's wanting me to speak for a second, right? The word perfection is on the list. And creators or gods will through the power of the first person, the Father. Don't get me wrong, I haven't got a clue what that means at the minute. Okay, but I think it's going to be elaborated on. I'm hoping it is. So, I don't mind the word God or creator. I think they're one in the same, but that's my own personal belief. I'm not trying to change anyone's beliefs there, but I'm going to refer to one rather than just both because it'll make it easier. So if I said the creator's will, through the power of the first person, but also being the Father. So you are, or can be, God's will. And the creator's messages can be delivered through you being the first person. Yet it's not really you speaking, it's the Father or the creator energy itself. It's living within you. And that's the connection. Their responsibility part. But you don't need to see, and you mustn't see the Elohim at all as an I. You must see us all as a we, a plural. The Elohim, the word itself, you see, is plural. Yet we're one, but we're many, you see. And we're no different to you. So think of yourself as a we, yet you're I, and you're unique, you see. So you're an individual part of that creator, the energy. So stop judging yourself and just love the creator that's within thee. You are the creator. You need to know that for sure. If you're going to move further through the rays and deliver more help and love to all of them, bring balance to the earth as well as to them, then the starting point is with me and Amazonia, the first person of the Trinity. You're the bringer, the receiver, the giver in all. So this isn't just coming for others at all. It's coming for yourself, which is why I speak firm. Because I'm not an I, but I'm the voice of the I. The I am is in all, but it's plural, you see. The importance is the three letters that makes the we. I am is all. Two makes nothing. Three is where the power comes, and that's for certain. So I'm giving divine direction. You need not comprehend, but take on board what I said, my friend. The I am makes sense pneumatically, you'll see. That will come from another ray, not from me. He's talking geometric there, I believe, somehow. Right. So you're here for a start. Like I said, is why I'm being firm. Why we're around you. And yes, it can be fun. But the divine direction is what you've asked. So we're here, we're around you, and we'll always last. So the importance is the connection we offer you first. That first ray of the Creator, like the first day, where all was born. You need to start back at the Creator's new dawn, the womb, if you like, the growth, as you move ahead. So some of the attunement that we're going to give to you will be a reattunement of what you knew, but an allowance for more, a stronger connecting being, connected more wisely to the Creator. You'd say above, that's around, within. The bringer, the receiver, the giver to all. That's what we wish to illuminate in the hearts for all. We can't reach all. You can reach more. But as we illuminate you, which will be spoken some more by one of the other rays as we move further along. But I need to explain so that you can be the bringer, the receiver, the giver for you. But you are also plural. That's the distance in mankind's consciousness. They've been separated, and they're still trying. Rather than their subconscious, they're told to do, so they just jump. Don't listen to the heart. Just accept. To the point they don't see clear. Not at all. No question. And still think there's free speech for all. So I will restore, along with Amazonia, from all the Elohim you see, the us, the we, reconnect as it's meant to be. The power, the perfection, the protection you need to speak out truthfully, not preach, you see, but to pass on when it's called or is asked direct, which we hope can bring balance back down to all. It goes further than you can comprehend at all. The balance is needed down on earth for more than just earth, and to use as souls goes higher, much higher than you ever would know. You do know in your hearts, which is why you're here right now. Accept. Be strong. It'll bring the change. But I'm getting the other rays. Sorry, they're making me laugh now. Getting the other rays. Basically getting the other rays to looking at them like, don't elaborate anymore. You're already giving away what we're going to talk about. So I've got a kind of sense of humour with their loving energies that are around. I can just feel the shift of the energy slightly. And they're like, one second, don't you go any further. You've already spoken more than you need. Although they understand, you need to understand why the power needs installing in thee. So if you can ponder for a moment, the bringer, the receiver, the giver. If you're going to fully connect with the power, you need to realise you came to Earth with a soul plan, with a purpose. But it was a higher soul purpose than just anyone on Earth. That's what they want you to know. Why they're communicating to you now. But you're refound, or you're still connected. So you're the receiver. And you keep your ears open. No matter so-called ears, it may come in whatever area of the body, the information. And you pass it on. So you give up. Look back, how much joy have you brought to others since you used just your intuition? Not your knowing, well, it was knowingness, but not your brain's knowingness or learning, although that may be how you used words to apply the guidance that you were giving, although it was coming down from the sky is what they're saying. If you can accept that, then you know that you are perfect, you see, and in that sense of the word, you need to understand, in order to have the more power passed to you, and a strong faith of just knowing what to do. So in a lot of ways, they're believing it can heal the world. So these are my words now. Heal the world. Yet it will also heal all. Educate, bring more wisdom. They may speak some more, but I'm being pushed ahead for them to connect directly with yourselves. Because there's a lot more wisdom going to come out as they pass on, I believe, information through the meditation. I'm going to have to listen back to that because I didn't comprehend. I heard every word, but didn't get to grips exactly what they said there. Right. So, they're going to take you They're calling it a retreat, just for a moment. I think they're giving me a bit of background. So they're going to take you to a retreat that they call the Elohim, Hercules and Amazonia. And it's the etheric plane, in and over the half dome. So imagine yourselves, you're in California, Sierra Nevada mountain range. They're telling me I can elaborate. So some of you as well might find that you get a new guide connection. That isn't really a new guide, but maybe a guide that you've not heard before, that is higher up on the spectrum, that you will be able to hear directly rather than it being going dum-dum to different guides. And of course, they're excited around yourselves as well. I've been given this is common. They talk as if I'm talking to the group, is what they're telling me. This is my guide now, rather than the Elohim. That's what that is, Alison. But it's not just you. There'll be new higher energy guides coming closer to you, where you'll be able to hear them as well as like kind of backwards, forwards, rather than your normal guide, so to speak, or energy that's around you. It's giving a higher guide energy as well as connecting to the Elohim. As your jaw was going, because it's more like that's what you've been waiting for, that your voice will start changing soon in readings. As if that. You said the other night.
Last night it was going.
The voice was starting to change. That does tell me something else, but that'll digress me off the subject of what we're doing.
Okay then.
So then. So the Elohim of the second ray are Apollo and Lumina. Again, the colour that's written about them would be the yellow ray. Actually, sorry, one second before I do that. Now they're directing me back. You know when you've just done that guided the meditation with the light and everything around, what colour did people see the lights as? I'm just curious, or did anyone note a colour that was around them on that last?
Blue.
Blue.
Blue? See, the funny thing was I wasn't aware of a colour. It was translucent to me. Pearlescent even, I could say. I don't want to say silver. Because I know it threw me, and now I've just got that coming back. As they said diamond, I was like, oh, I could see a pearl. But the pearls around me as if it was a pearlescent, yeah.
Like a mother of pearl.
Does anyone else see any different colours to blue or a pearlescent? If you just wanted to know, because I'm just jotting them down, that was all.
I had purple.
Okay. But I don't know why I'm asking at the minute. It was just for me. Or it will then make sense at the end. Sorry about that. And they've just directed me to ask that question. So the Elohim of the second ray. Apollo and Luminar. So Apollo and Luminar. Yellow is what it's known as. It's not necessarily going to be. And now you know that they're taking you to different earth places. They are to do with the crown chakra of the earth, but also your crown chakra. Put that out there. Lumina kind of speaks for itself. So illumination. How about wisdom? I don't know why I printed that off because I can't see what I've written. Then let me go back to that where it's actually in bigger text. So illumination. And they told me constancy. So I had to look up a bit further. And the reason they used constancy, I believe, was to try and hide some of the information or the vibrations that were coming down. Which is why they've led. Oh, I'm channeling now. Which is why they led to protection first. So there'd be lots of energies around this earth that wouldn't want you reconnecting back to the Elohim. Too higher an energy can bring balance to within, not just for you, but for mankind itself. Through your speech, direction, when guidance is sought. So, you're connected with the protection, you see, so we can move on to wisdom, the way it's meant to be. You've already had wisdom that you've passed on, for sure. The throat's been unblocked, so you can pass it more. Not where it's not needed, and forcing upon, but when questions are asked, so you can sing the Creator's song about how things are, not just about one's own personal, you see. As we said, that is important. But it's also messages from Creator, you see. So giving someone a personal reading, helpful for sure. It's bringing healing around so they can accept more about the way things are on a universal scale. Not just about their personal life, but that needs healing and balance in itself, you see, to be able to further progress for Earth to be. And you help them in a personal way. They introduce more that comes your way. For a message to go wider than you know. For each person you speak to, it goes further than you can know. If they talk to 3 and they talk to 3 more, then you see how it spreads. One voice, one message. It's many you don't see. So now you can multiply that thought of the past and the help that you've given. You see? So any help you've given to another, the sense that is made has been passed down a spectrum. So the importance of the wisdom that you connect to goes miles further than you possibly comprehended. I don't feel like that was Apollo that just approached. I think that was Lumina. Which would make sense if she was illuminating some information there. I've been thrown back, and I believe it's to do with constancy. So constancy, I presume they were talking consistent, which it kind of is, but it's a consistency of being faithful and dependable. Faithful to the connections, the wisdom, dependable on it being used. But they want to help with understanding. Now, some of you might be thinking, yes, great there. They don't mean necessarily an understanding in your mind. They mean an understanding so that it can be passed on in your subconscious, you see. Yes, it'll bring more clarity in your mind, but there's not enough words in your vocabulary for the mind's power to understand it all. See, that's what they want you to accept under this second ray. It's the omniscience, which I had to look up, okay? But the omniscience, the state of knowing everything. You already do, but you've got to believe, you see, which is why you've already had the enlightenment to faith. So you need to remember that faith now as you connect some more to the second ray of Apollo and Lumina. They're just re-enlightening, illuminating that knowledge that's within, the knowledge of the channels, that even if it isn't, that you can reconnect to, you see, and know with total faith that it can come to thee. So in addition to that, or for that to go forward, they need to align your mind. But when they're to do with the crown chakra, you see, in what way do they mean align your mind? When it's all about that higher energy. Oh. They'll explain that in a minute as they come close to the channel. They wanted me then just to mention that enduring, unchanging, yet changeable. Enduring. You wouldn't be here if you weren't already that way. Enduring, continuing the path that you lay, not the path that's ahead, as that's not written, you see. There's a hope that it will be, when you came down to the earth. But it's not in stone. It's about the principles, you see. What can be given? What can be illuminated back down on the earth? There is always a chance, you see, that those sent down will lose that illumination, you see. Because there is a strong energy around the earth, you know, that tries to stop that wisdom, you know, trying to close down the connection to all. But us, the Elohim, that are around you all, we need to reopen gates. Not just for you, but for the earth, you see. So when we talk about the aligning the mind, we're talking about opening the door, putting it on a new hinge. So the negative side of the mind, that door can be closed down, you see, but still allow a gateway to the crown for your heart, the seat of your soul that came as you gave life to the body you know. So it isn't alignment of the mind to the heart, you see, but the purpose is for that. There's no other way for it to be. But I'm talking aligning the mind, the both sides, the left and the right, closing the door of worry, not letting it out affect the heart and the right, you see. And enduring the changeable, yes, changeable for the path light ahead. But unchanging in your principles, allowing them to grow, is perfect for all of you, you know. So enduring the change, yet not being changeable, being stopped where you feel in your mind it could be uncomfortable. And that's a physical feel. You're not a human being having a spiritual encounter. You're a spiritual being within the physical. Your physical body is blessed to have you. So live by the spirit that it grows within you. Regrowing, which it shouldn't have needed to do, because you're born whole, both physical and spiritual. It's a way for many millennia it has been tried to be changed, but it is growing back to the balance again. You wouldn't believe the growth that has been done in very few years. By that, I'm talking less than 5, has brought more balance back and opened some eyes. Not opened it full, as those that are awake still need some alignment. And that's where you can pass on a lot you can give. You don't need to know it in your hearts to be able to speak. It'll come to the heart through the crown from above. It'll come down when it's needed. You're already connected, which is why we say you've got the answers to all. But the mind is far too small to keep it all. So it has to be distributed and come down in time. And then when other things are not needed in the mind, they'll be remembered in other parts, you see, of the body that can be drawn back on, you see. So it's not all about the mind. You're told that from birth. The mind is the brain on the physical earth. It's not, it never has been, and it won't need to be evermore. You need to understand your body is a brain. For your spiritual soul, it's within all. Allow it all to communicate some more. So if I just mention the stomach's below, many will have had physical experiences where there's an uncomfiness. Butterflies, I believe, is what you would call it. But that is a part of your body. A memory, a jog for sure, to allow the mind to think of whatever the body or the brain of the spirit is giving, to let you know something is right or wrong, or to listen some more, to gather the information, wherever it comes from, within, on the subconscious, or channeled from above. I'm just highlighting that all the areas you see hold different things. and the right time for it to be in the mind is a major thing. But that's only to pass it on to the rest of the earth, you see. So don't be unchanging, but do so in values and belief as you awaken more and the more you're able to speak. The throat's been aligned and it's down to the crown. To bring more wisdom finally down, but to reawaken others. You see, you can't come to earth with it all, as things will have changed since you left from above with us all. So you need to be updated, but the code that we speak isn't always understood, but you hear it in the ears. Vibrations, high pitches, or dreams itself. It's the way loss is communicated, and is, or felt. So enduring, we're proud. And we want you to be proud of yourselves. Realise you have been. You see, a lot of you will have had life experiences, I can see, that lots wouldn't have coped with, or perhaps wouldn't no more be. But that's aided many that you can help, for sure, or have done already, and will do some more. The enduring, the unchangeable, is to move forth through the uncomfy, where the wrong side of the mind is trying to stop thee. So keep speaking out those words. You wouldn't be given them as a channel from above if they weren't needing to be spoken. From the heart to the heart, which is why we're opening the door to allow the heart to connect with the mind once more, but also to shut off the other side that is the negative, the questioner, that asks why is, or what if I do, how will it feel? That's a physical issue, not a spiritual at all. That's why we want to realign you with the second light of the Elohim, for sure. To aid with that, to give back the full wisdom, the knowing inside, so you can be changeable, you see, to change the earth to the way it's meant to be. That's what the change means, but unchangeable themselves with the strength you've already received from the first ray itself. I think that was my guy trying to have a joke as well with the sharp energy. I'm just being told because wisdom and sharp, because he's laughing. Oh. Sorry, one sec. His energy is very dense, yet loving. So if you do get him coming in your head, he may do a mind alignment, but you wouldn't know what necessarily for. I feel that's what they've just done there, which is what I meant when I'm said whatever sharp. It's not sharp as uncomfy, but definitely it's taken over there temporarily. So you need to know all the understandings in the heart. Yes, it's nice to know all, but understand you already do. But your memory may not come back until you realign. Back to you, back to us. To the one yet the we. That's what I remind you. From Lumina, you see. So imagine me as the opener that comes around first. Apollo, he's like the holder of the key, you see. I can feel a little heavy as he realigns comes in, allows a clearer channel, more wisdom to flow, like you had when you left us, like it was when you came to be and were born as you are and who you're meant to be. But you mustn't, like some of you do question the past. You need to see it, as you may have been hidden, you see, protected, to come forward now, the way it's meant to be. You'll understand that further as we speak more rays. But let us come close to you now, in a meditative way, to attune you to us, to this part, you see. It's a blessing for us, being part of the we of the Elohim, but being the we part of you. So open it more, align us, so you can do what you do. It's magical to watch. It's an essence of joy to thee, the receiver of your great wisdom, that is our great wisdom for all. And thee, which is why you can see there's an individual in we. But we is the greater. We're making you more powerful as you connect furthermore with a stronger, a higher creator, we. Nearer to the creator's energy. But it doesn't mean the mind will understand anymore, you see. It will more and know what's right. But it won't answer all questions to rise up from inside. The inside already knows the answers to what you ask. Does the mind try to stop? Or your physical nosy ability that's curious about all that they see. The curiosity. There is that saying, curiosity killed the cat. What does that mean to thee? Curiosity can kill the spirit that's within thee. Cats in the past, and they are still now, very sensitive to spirit energy. So look at that saying in a different light, you see. That's what's meant by curiosity killed the cat, you see. Stops the heart's connection. Made a mass consciousness shift. Just where we're trying to bring it back. It's the way it used to exist. We look forward to coming close, and we send lots of love. We are you. You're just down as well as above. So let's reach higher. Balance you out to that source energy. That's what it's all about. Yes. And let them take you on a journey. Again, they'll take you to an area of the world. They're referring to it as a spiritual retreat in areas of the earth. So as you close your eyes and you relax, Apollo and Lumina, they're in the etheric plane. Over Lower Saxony, Germany. That's the crown chakra of the planet. And I'm getting the next two rays, the third and the fourth. The third's obviously I'm going to channel the third, which is Heros and Hamora. I'm then going to channel Purito and Astria. Is that correct? I need to look now. Yeah. Good, because they're just giving me it. There, you see, right, I'm being told to say this. Heros and Amora, they're the spiritual heart, the center. We're then moving from the crown, which is above, the heart, which is the center and the true spirit in you, but it needs to sit in its throne, and that's the base. The fourth ray, Purita and Astria. I better be right. Yeah, that's what they're telling me. This is the base, the root chakra. Okay, so the heart needs to connect, and if they mess too much about, the heart's going to be open as they attune you, you see. So then it'll move on to the meditation that will go through both. Move you to two different locations so the heart can get locked in into the base and ground within. Because you're earth-based, it needs the anchor locking in. So we'll do the two will be coming together, one after the other. So it's not interfered with at all.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Sometimes they don't have much concept of time, which I've just now reminded them that we're earth beings and haven't got all night. Right then. So let's see whether we can get let's see whether we can get them. So I tell you what, let me do the talking, then you do the channeling in one go, please, Spirit. Hopefully you don't mind me being a little bit bossy, Spirit. Right. So the third ray. Eros and Amora. And then we'll be moving on to the fourth ray, the purity and Astria. So Eros and Amora, they're known to be pink, but that can obviously be different to yourselves. Very quickly on the last one, the yellow. Did anyone see different colour yellow? Obviously you then did have the blue still around, which you got from the protection of the first ray. But did anyone see any different colours instead of yellow?
I've seen, you know, those globe things people use. What is it, like a static globe, and it
Yes.
goes all different colours.
Yeah.
That was like a bowl with that in.
I think I saw one actually, but I did not remember that consciously until you just said.
Really does.
Yeah, it was a golden bowl, and the letters C inside, and inside was all these colours.
Dark purple was the cosmos. That's what's just been
That
said
makes
there.
sense, yeah.
Does anyone see any other colours? No? Right then, so Eros and Amora. Love, adoration, veneration, reverence. That's what they gave to me. I was like, you what? When they channeled that to me before I started. So, adoration has deep love and respect. Veneration is great respect. Reverence is a deep respect. Now, to me in my earth mind, that's like they're pretty much the same. I just instantly got, no. And that they'll elaborate on. They also work with gratitude. They realign or bring back to the awareness the spirit of Father, Mother, God, Creator within all. This third ray is the earth, air, fire, water, spirit, which the majority of you will have worked with. It'll bring the earth, air, fire, water, spirit qualities, tune them up to the maximum, realign with hand in hand with the great central sun. The sun may see dark as if it's not illuminated at all, but who's to say light is pure light, because it's balance after all. Balance comes from everything being equal. So it's not just light that you physically see. There's light in darkness. Some of your technology can see through darkness. So there's light still there, but not the rays that your eyes can comprehend when they stare. So dark is pure. It's the easiest way for spirit to show themselves as a shadow. So dark is pure in that way. But it's often what's publicised to give more doubt, to fear in spirit, to stop, to block the connection once more. You can see now all the rays of the Elohim, for sure, have a complexity, an area of their own. Although we're all one, like you, there's different areas you see where they can have different meanings in your beliefs and your systems, you see. You might not be scared of one thing, but you could another. So if we're talking spiritually, yes, your own loved ones, but anything else, some might see as not quite so fun. But then they get a higher vibration as they move ahead. Stops them progressing because they don't like the vibration, but it's loving itself. It's just higher, a different density, which I know some for sure heard the medium speak as we've given it. I'm trying to give definitions down to earth once more about the different densities, how things can move through different objects, you see. You walk around moving through the air, you see. Aqua species move around through the water, can live below quite happily. You can't, being human. And that's the way it's meant to be. But other things that are reported and footsteps seen themselves, going up to water's edges, disappearing themselves. So some physical energies can move between, a little like you do on the astral plane that's not seen by others, but you know it goes ahead. It's real. It's your spirit just moving out of the physical, you see. It's different areas that your physical eyes just cannot see. It makes it no less real, and you get a lot of information from above. You mix with others. Some of you have done it where others have travelled together. You've all experienced the same thing, yet were separate when together. There's no difference what I'm talking about. There are other energies that are reported as paranormal, but they can just exist in different densities. Like you can go swimming, but you can't stay below, not unless you have aid that aren't a human physical feature, you know. But to move through densities, you need a deep love. It furthers your protection and you respect the areas you go. You see, to get on the astral plane, some can get further than others up the vibration, and that's down to respect, you see, a deep adoration for the energies around to be. But then the veneration, that's a great respect that you bring back to the earth, and the reverence is a deep respect that you pass back to the earth. So the three areas, they're the Trinity. You see, the three pops up more. It's not coincidence, you see. So in order to get a deeper respect of all three, you need a deep gratitude for the way things are around you, you see. So for balance, we need a further three. We're referred for simplicity with 4 names, although God and Creator are one. But then you need the masculine and feminine, the father, the mother, you see. A stalling, realigning back to all three. Earth and air are really the same, but one's physical, one's spiritual. So spirit, earth, air could be classed as one, although there are separate 3 into that one. But to create the 3 then with fire and water goes further. You will get further understanding on what I've just said. So earth, air and spirit kind of being one, yet separate. You may not have heard that before. Sorry, I just brought me back because I've not heard that before. Earth, air, spirit being one, yet they're separate on a physical front to connect to the energies you see. But fire and water are each of their own, the opposites, the masculine and feminine, you see. So the Elohim, our origin, just like you, would be what's known as the great central sun, the creator's energy, the nuclei that spreads around, grows infinitely, yet is the centre that is all around. Just like you, your spirit, it glows, that's your aura, it's around you, yet it resides deep inside, in your heart next to it. It's your spiritual side, your spiritual centre. Then needs to sit within the physical body, which you know is the base that exists, the base of the spine, yet it does not touch the floor, but that base anchors in to the earth once more. So we're going to realign your heart, your spiritual heart, place it firmly deep inside your throne, in yourself, make you feel once more at home in the physical body, as if you're still aligned above. That's why we're working hand in hand with purity and Astral, the way it's meant to be found. So I'll let them come forward as we move ahead. So that's all about the Elohim of the third ray, you see. The adoration, the deep love and respect of spirit, you see, the vibrations that are around that you can't see alone, the veneration, the great respect for what you bring back home, that's there within, that you know but do not understand in the mind, the great respect for the knowing inside, which is really in the clairs, the claircognizance, you see. That can only be given with a great respect for what's within thee. The reverence, the deep respect that you pass on, have a respect for stuff that you pass on that you maybe didn't even know until it was spoken out. The deep respect for that connection. But to have that, the gratitude for what's around you, needs to be absorbed, taken on board. That was just spoken as a reminder, you see, of what we really want to work on with thee. So that's Heros and Amora. Well, we're not just sending love. We're going to reinstall that spiritual love deep in the physical body from your spiritual heart. Because we'll come inside after Purity and Astral have done their start, told you what they need you to know as we ground you in. So with love, deep respect to all of you. From him, from me, from her, from all. We're already inside you, just bringing it back to being all. So Purity and Astral. Purity speaks for itself. They're about purity, as you could have guessed. Perfection, a bit like Astral, the astral plane. Perfection in itself, that's within all of you. But hope, knowing something's coming, changing that view, which brings the harmony, the balance inside. But they're also around poise, which is being elegant and bearing to bring balance and equilibrium. Elegant not in beauty, but bearing of wisdom that you've already received. Receive the ray from the Elohim, from us, so that you can bring balance and equilibrium back to the earth. To individuals, yes, but on to something bigger, to the human race, to the physical earth, for that vibration to be there, to rise up, say no to the energies physically down there. But yes, that comes with a wisdom to lead, because first of all, human beings, when they connect above, they don't ask the questions. It's about the loved ones, the spiritual beings that they've lost down on the earth before they open up to the further what's there. But not all will do that. You see some not ever ascend so high as you all have done, that are back, trying to bring balance from up high, although the high is all around. But that's the best way for the mind to see. So just accept for the moment for the mind's purity. So purity is the pure self within, the light that burns, the creator that's within you. So perfection is always there. You need to know. So knowing that gives hope. That's always there, knowing the needs will be met, but not detailing it too clearly ahead. Just knowing what's needed will come and it'll arrive, as it has done in the past, and it's never hidden. It's hidden before it's needed, but that normally brings harmony, you see. Just sometimes the physical mind sees it and balances it differently. So bringing the balance back in harmony, alignment, doesn't just mean the mind, it means the body itself, the chakras of the spiritual, as well as the physical body itself. So that's from the tip of your toes all the way up to the crown above your nose. So we're aligning, bringing harmony back to each of you so that you can bring equilibrium. Yes, for you, but for the whole earth, you see. As we bring the energy, we align it all, most purely. You see, when you're aligned, you can receive what's needed, information, direction, even though the physical, the conscious may not hear it. Call it dictation, decrees, official instructions. You may look up the words in your vocabulary, you see, which could class it as being an order barked at thee. It's not orders being barked. It's kind of yourself talking to you. The physical part, the bit that you can't remember, but it's you. Yes, it comes from the Creator. It's not an order that must be complied. But when you're aligned, you'll just receive it. You won't need to decide. But to do that, we'll work very quickly around you. We may not speak of it in the meditation, but no, the biggest strength that we have is cutting you free from the dark forces around that are inside, that have got to the mind, that no longer are needed, that can be moved, booted out, and the allowance that's allowed for your individuality that makes up all, you see, creates the balance, even in the one energy, which we know you've already separated from the mass consciousness, but that's what we help with. That's why we're installing into you, going to attune, and we're with and waking up inside of you, so that you'll no longer be separate from the one, but you'll be separate from the mass consciousness. But you'd already begun. That's why you're here now. Why you're letting us speak, why you're letting us align you back to what is you. Relighting that fire, that heart in you. But that heart, that's the core, that's the brain, you see, of your spirit, of your soul. So let's sit it firmly. You can see it as putting seatbelts on, in a spiritual sense, locking you in. So you can be strong and march on with your further great song, the Creator's song, singing from you. So let us come close. Realize that total love within you. Right. So we'll move on to them coming close. So the one you know to start with, the third ray, to do with the earth, would be Lake Winnipeg, which is Manitoba, Canada. So the etheric plane is there. That's the heart chakra of the planet. What did they tell me before when they're trying to do it? The fourth ray that you'll then move to is the Gulf of Archangel, which I learned something new when they gave me that. It is actually, the etheric plane is over the Gulf of Archangel. And that is the southeast arm of the White Sea, Russia. Is the base of the spine for the planet. The etheric focus interpenetrates with the physical on the nearby planes. So I'd learned something new about geography. So they will move you from one place to the other between the meditation, but you won't come out of the meditation for that to happen. We'll move on to the Elohim of the fifth ray, which is Cyclopia and Virginia. Typically or often seen with a green colour, but for some of you have seen green with a heart, you're likely to see something different. And they're the third eye of the chakra of the planet. based around Tibet and Mongolia, which is interesting for me to have heard that from the Elohim for what I picked up for about the last year. Now, the third eye, in order for it to be used fully and properly, needs the sixth ray in addition, which is the solar plexus chakra of the planet, which is kind of the other side of the planet in Hawaii. So you will move between the two when we get to the part of the meditation for the attunements. And that is the sixth ray, which is peace and aloha, or lower, however you pronounce. I wouldn't say, I think they're stepping close. The energies are really loving, but very, very strong. So, as I said, Cyclopia and Virginia, they're the Elohim of the fifth ray. What they've given me earlier, which I know they're going to step in at some point as I start talking this, was they're about truth and healing. The truth coming through with the third eye. And the only way you could heal back to the universe or the God energy, the creator energy, is be able to see more, which is the third eye, is important. They work with reminding you of constancy. That's being faithful and dependable, which you need to see you already are. Then they told me they were about science. Me, was like, hey, what? And their version of, or meaning of science, they said, was the systematic endeavour to build, discover and organise knowledge. So that made me, because I've often had spirit referring to science, and I've always thought, I don't know what exactly they're talking about, but I just thought a bit sexy and thought, I know the heart knows. So it's the very first time I've got a spiritual definition for the word science as the systematic endeavour to build, discover and organise knowledge. Well, science is normally about learning more, so building and discovering, and then putting it out there. So technically they're going to make you into a spiritual scientist, or they're going to bring back the spiritual scientist inside of you. So you can build more for Earth by discovering the knowledge more, but then what you've received, to organise it within the human body so it can come out at times that you need. They're telling me, okay, here we go. Cyclopia for you all. A lot of you already received this deep within you. That high buzzing, the ringing that you hear in the ears, the physical sounds that often keep you awake for many of you at night, you see. It's what's meant to be and comes into thee. It's the knowledge you need, not just for you, but at a later date when it just comes out of you. Some of it is knowledge within to help you progress further in ascension that you've already begun. So vibrations you can hear as well as you can see, they reside in parts of the human body. But they're connected. Can one of you please come forward? Not both in and out. So I want to. I've got them doing that with me. So some of it's stored within you, but it's all one, like the spirit that is you. So it's in your spirit energy. It's in your body, you see. But in order to use it properly in the third eye, you need energy to retrieve the data that you know, the wisdom in deep, hidden inside of you. So not the whole world does know. It only goes out to the select few at times that is needed when they've found you, when they want to be illuminated, you see. so that you can bring those hidden answers out that are needed to be spoken to that person you see. What point would it be to put it into the mind when it's irrelevant, you see, at that time, on Earth's time? You see, the mind is actually small compared to your spiritual self, the knowledge, the wisdom that you hold in your higher self, that's in the consciousness, in the Creator, the God, the one energy that's firmly in you. But if you brought all of that wisdom and the knowledge you knew down to the earth, you'd just explode. The energy couldn't fit in to the physical body. That you've been squashed, you see, your energy once more into the physical. But it does not mean the connection's there. The connection is there to bring more aware when it's needed. But you often need it before time, so it's already inside of you, hidden away, locked in. So yes, that's the third eye, the vision itself, but it needs to come back from somewhere else that is stored within you, which is where my counterparts on the sixth ray, you see, supply the energy to move it around. A bit like the heart's role in the physical way, the solar plex. It's like the energy heart that just pumps away to retrieve, to sort, to bring back out the information for the third eye, to hold it there, to pass it to the physical mind, if need be, if it's being spoken that way. Creates the visions, so an energy comes once more, like a decoding of the information that's held within, coming from those sounds that wind a lot of you up when you're trying to sleep, or that you hear randomly. At other times, you see, whether it's quiet or noisy, you can hear it there. A lot of you can probably hear it now from somewhere. That's us already coming close, or the you that's around. The creator energy, the Elohim, bringing you the next sequence, you see, part of the jigsaw puzzle that'll be needed very soon, you see.
They're also about sacred geometry. They don't mean just showing you geometry and shapes. They mean the sacred meanings, the proportions to balance. So they will be showing you that you'll see in some way or feel in some way from around. You'll be brought meanings that will come within, but they're to show you proportions. And proportions really are balance. So something can be a bigger size compared to a smaller size, but if the density is different, that can still be balanced, no matter what our eyes, how we see it, or comprehend it in mind. So proportions may not be the same, to be balanced, you see. But in addition, with the fifth ray, they gave me, okay, here we go, precipitate. Precipitate, they mean suddenly and unexpectedly. The abundance of the universal God. But that needs to go in alignment with the transmuting the Holy Virgin concept. So, Cyclopia and Virginia. Precipitate and transmuting that was more the masculine energy coming.
Precipitate is more the unexpectedly, the untimed in your physical mind of information being blurted out. But the virgin concept, the afresh, the new, the bringing of change, really means the fresh journey to ascension itself, to allow the rising of energies to gain a higher energetic frequency, to climb further, infinitely above, around, with greater love. so you can transmute that Holy Virgin concept. The Holy Virgin is the creator inside. But bringing it back out brings that Virgin inside. The Virgin to that knowledge that you did fully hold. You still do when you're reunited. So you can transmute. Once the information, the knowledge is precipitated to you, dripped down in whatever way that you need to receive it, and not always in order. But then once it's arrived all there, it can be transmuted to where it's needed. But unexpectedly and suddenly, you see, if it's known, it's going to come from you. It's divine, the information you hold, the connections that are with you. There are energies that you know inside. Some are darker energies, negative you may call it, that really do reside on the earth in a physical form that would try to stop you if they knew you were the call of communicating information that you have or information you can get to pass around, to change this mass consciousness. You may think, how can I do this alone? Like we told you, passing it to one can pass on to more, but you won't be preaching it. You'll be passing it on what appears small. But if you're the channel, you see, to this creator, to the Elohim, to the we, to us, being able to provide the information, the wisdom that others need, be passed on further afield, quicker than you'd know. And only one needs to speak to another. They may not come to you, they may go to another with answers, just like you. There aren't many that are down there on the earth, but there are a few with divinity and the connection. You need to see you in front of me are higher energies, but you often question that within. But that could have been needed at the start when you begin getting you seen, so that you weren't seen before, hidden away like a filing drawer, brought back out. Now the time is right. And the time is right tonight. So it's a fresh, it's a new you, or the old you, just wants more independently, intricately connected. Yet it's you as well as we. So that was the fifth ray, but then moving on. Peace and Allura, the sixth ray, which is normally or often seen as purple and gold. See, once you've got those visions, the knowledge you see, you then need to be in service. And in order to be in service, you have to be connected to all, which is the energies around, so it can re-top up you as well as food. If you want to, all right. As you felt and probably seen, or felt more probably with these meditations, it was indicated to start with that there was a brotherhood around. Previously known as the White Brotherhood, have channeled someone from there previously. I know they're not speaking tonight, but they obviously work well. There must be some workers of the Elohim, as well as being around the Elohim. You're definitely part of that brotherhood, all of you. But so it'll be about connecting others on earth back in with the brotherhood without even necessarily doing it through conversation or communication, just energies.
So if you're a healer and you're putting energy into others, a lot of that could be working on the subconscious side that realigns people, even if you don't hear that from others as feedback, you see. For those around the solar plex chakra, and they're the solar plex chakra of the earth, they install in others or increase the power of ministration. And that is the helping or taking care of people. And the liking of doing that also feeds your solar plex energy, because it feels good once you know you've helped others. You've seen them arrive, frowning, hardly able to smile, walking out a door with a smile and good energy all around. So that in itself brings a desire around of being of service to the Creator, but to oneself. So we will install and attune you to the master you are, effectively letting you know, knowing yet probably not speak, that you are the man through God does speak, or the universe, the Creator, no matter what you call, seeing you're like Christ, a child of the Creator at work. So reconnecting you fully to that Creator energy not just brings you a top up in what needs to move information around within the physical, holding within the soul, within the spiritual self. It brings you the energy to work itself. It brings communication down in that light. That's why you connect to it, often in the third eye sight. So that energy will attune you to the nuclei of the Creator. You see, you may all see it differently in the meditation we'll bring to thee. But you see, the solar plex itself, that is needed in order to balance oneself. So you may have us in the meditation, you see, balancing you out in whatever way needs to be. It's all energetic, and you understand solar plex, of course, but most people think of the healing around the heart, often first, followed by the mind, and it's the way of the physical earth. But none of that can be done in a spiritual way without the solar plex coming into play. So if anything negative wanted to affect you, it's going to attack your energy, because without energy, you're just you, not connected to that higher source. So let's put a stop to that by protecting, realigning, joining in unison the energy of the Creator. Central sun, if you wish to see it like that, and its vibrations of thee, but its energies from all around from the universe, which close up any gaps or any negative could influence, and reclose doors in the mind, trying to get rid of some fear that's inside. Not all fear, because fear can be good. Fear can only come or create when courage is needed. But all of you have had courage to be here first. And your courage needs strength, will always come from the solar plex first. So we want you to know, we want to reinstall, you see, that beating of information at a much faster pace, you see, so that you can give help, not just to your mind, but to others, to the earth, to humankind. So the third eye and the solar plex. The third eye, in order to heal, needs the solar plex to distribute that field. But then the other way, it's aligned once more for the third eye to work. It's not just energy from above, it also realigns with the energy within your spiritual self, which is currently residing in the physical body. So the different parts of the body you see it needs retrieving from, to flow from. So you can see it's the spiritual blood within thee.
but it's not like the breathing and the heart pumping the blood around. The solar plex needs filling from what's all around. So let's firm up what's around you so it can bring more energy, which can be information entering into the body, not just from the crown, you see.
So as I've just said, like the energy all around, the sixth ray, which I probably missed out, which is most importantly, is about oneness, reconnecting to the oneness, or the royal we. Sorry. I've just got Alora talking to me. She's more talking to me rather than stepping completely in, or it feels like that. Peace can only come when there's balanced energy. So peace needs to start with the solar plex. In that way, you see, if you don't have peace in the solar plex, you won't get peace in the mind. So you need to have the peace deep inside, which is often deep inside, but the mind questions it. Which is why they're bringing the balance between two. So if you've got the balance, the peace in your solar plex, in your energy, can bring that in a spiritual sense from your spiritual heart into the mind through the third eye, you see, which is why it's so important for not down there to try and block the third eye, to stop this, to keep fear as a problem figure within the mind, the physical self. But all of you are broken largely away from that general world fear that others live off, feel like they're thriving in some way. The fifth ray, the third eye of the planet, it's in the Altai range, mountain range, which is China, Siberia, and Mongolia. I'm being given Mongolia. We were talking about this the other day when I was talking about Mongolia, which Mongolia, there's some link towards Tibet here, and they might give more to you in a meditation, but as if I can't know good at geography. As if Mongolia is next to Tibet or something. They just show me that. But that's the entire retreat for this one. It's in the mountain range. It's not just one location. It's vaster because it's an energy. It's the energy bank that runs through the veins of the earth. So you will start and you'll meet Cyclopia and Virginia there. And that's the third eye. It receives all into the planet. Which is really funny because that is a mountain that we've used for ages. A few of you, if I take you in for any information coming in for a meditation wise, we always choose a mountain that is around there. And the third eye information is coming forward to. And then the sixth ray, we will take you the Hawaii Islands, which I think I've already actually told you now. And I'm just being given now by John, my guide, and that is one of the places that you see the ocean really at its kind of best. That's the energy center of the earth, some of the biggest waves. So yes, the moon controls it helps with the ocean. There's real power in the earth at that point. Okay. I will just say before we move on to the seventh ray, as if there's hidden messages in what they've said that will rejoin and align, especially with the seventh ray. Seventh ray, the attunement, is more putting what's already been put inside of you. It's what I'm being given. It's giving you the freedom, the ability to be able to practice the ritual, know the rituals itself for bringing information out. It's the lightning, bringing mercy. To make even the old new. I don't know what that means. So it's going to bring balance, but also it's going to reside that you'll just know inside more what would be natural healing remedies from the earth itself rather than medical remedies. But you'll have to trust in oneself for what they'll then give you for the benefit of others as well as you. So they're going to give the light or the ray of the invocation within you. The ability, not just for yourself to transmutate and transcend, but to be able to give that gift to others. It's really going to now, you'd already been given the seat of the heart, seat of the soul. They're going to align the seat of the soul within the sacral chakra as the seventh ray of the Elohim is the sacral chakra to the earth, which is Victoria and Accurus. I might just pronounce that wrong, so I've just been told off by them. Arcturus, sorry. Arcturus and Victoria. We're the Elohim of the seventh ray. It's like they're trying to align the energies within. The emotions that can get in the way. Bring the balance into you. Align all the energies. Not just those that are new, that have been brought as a connection to you, but the old with the new to balance it through and through. Set you truly in. What is yours is around. It's all there for you now. Pretty much all seventh rays. They're there, they reside well into you. They just now need balancing out on a path, not like the chakras, you know, but in the way they need to be for the full flow. That's where we want to sit. Your spiritual self for it all to balance. You see where it's balanced, felt in the physical body. It's all dealt with one. Do you notice the sacral? So for the balance of the earth, the sacral needs to be the core, the balancing out, the sorting, the shaping for a better eternity. So freedom on earth, you see, it's the sacral chakra. It's been closed down for many. They think in the same way. They affect others too. That's all around the sacral. The sacral chakra, you see. So just like sacral chakra, many balancing in many, it also needs very much protecting, structuring all of the energy points, the spirit's mind, brain, storage points, so that it can be fed out, like you know and you've been told, with all of the other abilities you hold. The one thing we wish to tell and speak out to you, it's not like any of what we've told you is anything new. Yes, it furthers abilities, it's greater vibration or frequency, but it's always has done, resided in thee, just as much as us and as you. Because remember, we are all of you. You are all of us. And ultimately one, but you're an individual part of that unity that's known as one. One can't be made up of all the same. You need some difference in order to bring balance, just like on earth the same. Same with oneness. That's how spirit move, if you're talking of their energy. They join into one that is you. They can leave another point to be individual once more.
bit like a ball of water would be the best explanation you could see, but think of it on a more complexity basis. But no, it is pure, just like you. In your hearts once more. Who's that? Transcendence has been sought, and it's there again. It is not just sealed in. I'm being told off then. I said that they were concealing and balance the energy. There's a pure channel of you being connected to the one energy, to the creator, to the God energy, that will always be there. As long as you remain open and know that you're in control of the gate they placed up there. You see that gate, it controls down here. And maybe where the fear is felt, but it's also where the courage can rise, which is why it's next to the solar plex, hiding behind the energy inside. Which is one of the reasons, if we're feeling vulnerable, you see, so we'll close our arms around thee. So, telling you that tells you where the most valuable information lie. It's going to be lying right inside. Which is where you feel and get the butterflies from, which is where we started. And we're tuning you along. So be aware now of more information drops that will come deep inside, up, as that's a connection that's forgot. The earth holds a lot, and could also be seen as the internal sun, the central sun, which is also around you. See, you know the energy is all around, so you can also bring energy and information from the ground. That is really been forgotten about in many of the teachings that are around. So you are now connected to the earth, which is the Elohim and the creator too, as well as the energy that you've already had coming down to you. So a lot can come up now through the base as well. So if one is blocked, you can still get the information as well. That was the importance of being attuned tonight to the Elohim. So there's more than one way to get that information and wisdom inside. So we need to balance out the flow that can be backwards, as well as the flow that you've already felt from the universe, you see. So allowing the base point to be a real crown, so to speak. So I was listening to them. There's no channel there, but I've just made myself chuckle. So I was like, well, so Spirit, you've just basically just told us so we can bring the information in from our ass to our mouth. And now probably wasn't the best way to think of it. So I apologise if I had to speak that, then I'd got it in my physical mind, otherwise I wasn't going to be able to carry on. I don't think they got the funny side of what I was thinking. The etheric plane is around Angola and in Africa, Luanda. And it focuses the energies of the seat of the soul of the planet, sacral of the planet, its feelings.